we on a sistership. Come with us, we on a sistership. Yeah, we on a sistership. Roll with us, we on a sistership. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. We're my sisters, we got this, sisters. You roll with me and I roll with you. We're my sisters, we got this, sisters. You roll with me and I roll with you. Substance, sisters. We on a mission, no games. Help each other get over some things. Real strength bring change. Cause we've been through the rain. Now it's time to shine like bling. Let's talk about life skills. We building up our quality to right wills. We rolling out of poverty, hills. So we got energy of power. Sisters, we get really hot commodities. Together we unite and hold hands. Support each other's dreams and our plans. Doing everything.
What can I say?
We understand the power of a friendship. Fam, live like one purpose. Together we share. Let's talk. We don't want to see you hurt. And we here for each other. No matter the color, networking. Yeah, we on a sistership. Come with us, we on a sistership. We on a sistership. We're my sisters, we got this, sisters. You roll with me and I roll with you. We're my sisters, we got this, sisters. You roll with me and I roll with you. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistership, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. We on a sistership. Sistership. It's all yours.
Hey, y'all. Hello to our Sistahship Network. Woo. How you doing, everybody? How you doing?
Yes. Good.
What a glorious day today. I'm so excited about this subject because it is near and dear to all our hearts. It's all about money, right? All about money. So you know it's near and dear to everybody's heart. Yes. So we need to talk about this. But first and foremost, I want to go ahead and introduce our cast here of hosts and our lovely, I'll start actually with the guests that we have today. So I'll start with Trish, who is our budgeted financial guru, the budgeted financial guru, the one and only. How are you today, Trish?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
We are
good. Really excited you're here.
Yes. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Tajah, the mindset coach from AchieveHER.
Yes,
she is back with us again. Hello.
We're glad to be here. Thank you for having us. Glad to see all the faces once again.
Absolutely. We are so happy to have you back as well with Trish. And then let's go to Miss Trish with the Sistahship. How you doing today, Trish? How you doing?
I'm excited because what we are about to hear, it has me sitting on the edge of my seats because it's all about Benjamins, baby.
Yes. Benjamins, baby. Trish. All right. And then here, I'm going to announce our Spicy. How you doing, Jane? How you doing? Yeah, we call her Spicy because she got, well, Spicy. Let's talk about why we call you Spicy.
Yes, because I want to know.
Are children listening? No, I don't think
How you doing, Spicy?
Good. I'm so glad to be here. I'm excited to hear everything that these ladies have to share with us this evening. I think it's going to be very informative. I know for me, for sure.
Absolutely. And I can't go without calling out our one and only Tiffany Bling. She is all the things for the Sistahship Network. That's what I'm going to say. All the things for the Sistahship. How you doing, Tiffany?
I am fine, but today it is all about the Benjamins. I'm here fresh. I'm trying to learn something. Baby. Bring it on, bring it on.
All right, so we got to get into this. Because you're right. It is all about the Benjamins. Everybody's looking to make money. Everybody's looking to save money. Everybody's trying to figure out how we do it, right? So I want to start first and foremost, Trish, if we can get into kind of the budgeted financial guru. I want to know, why do you call yourself the budgeted financial guru? How'd you get that name?
So I'll start off with a little bit of my background. Okay. So I moved to Atlanta in 2014. When I moved out here, I had nothing. I had my car and all of my clothes. That's all I had. I had no money. I had 2 credit cards that I maxed out by coming out here.
Likely story.
Yeah. So I had nothing. About a month after I moved here, I found a job, and I was going to school part-time because I moved out here to finish my degree. And so I was working one job, going to school part-time. I ended up having 3 jobs, and I was still broke. So once I started making a little bit of money and seeing my account build up a little bit, I made a vow to myself that I would never be in that situation again. And since then, I've never been in that situation. So from there, a lot of people follow me on Instagram. So they see that I travel, and they, maybe they see things I have, I don't know, but they ask me, how do you do it? Where do you get all this money from? And so I started telling people how I save my money, or how I invest my money. And, people are interested. They want to know how they can do the same thing. So, and I teach them this all while being on a budget, because that is something that I do religiously. So I want to teach everybody else how to do it too. So I manage my finances all while being on a budget. I'm on a very strict budget. Taj will tell you, I'm cheap.
Yeah.
She said, I'm cheap.
It's economical.
Right.
Let's say economical.
I'm going to err on side and say cheap. No, I'm just kidding.
She knows I won't buy anything without a coupon.
All right now.
A good coupon, my language, you are talking my language.
It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. If I'm at Target and we have to be on the phone, and she was like, did you use the cartwheel? I know you're not about to just pay for that stuff. She's her friend.
Every time, I'm like, there's money to be saved everywhere, every time. So that's what I do.
You know what? I like that because, when I was a kid, my mom, my parents were on a strict budget, obviously, had 4 girls working in a factory environment, and it's just, so they were, trying to make ends meet with 4 girls. And it was like, coupons were the big thing. It was cut out the coupons every Sunday. We were cutting coupons out, find all the newspapers and all the coupons and what have you. And it's interesting that to this day, that is still something to help you save money, because everything you save is money that you can earn per se, or keep for yourself for what is necessary, right?
Yes,
so let me, because I hate to say it, I shop online, so I'm not really couponing anything. So help me understand what coupons today are all about.
Coupons, okay. So you know how back in the day, or people still do it today. You get a newspaper and you get the penny savers, and they have all the paper coupons, you clip them all out. Okay, that's couponing, right? But it's not the only form of couponing. You can have a discount code. So if you do online shopping, you can have a discount code. You know what else you can do with online shopping? Rakuten. You know what that is? That's when they pay you.
Hold on, Rakuten. Hold on.
Rakuten. I was just about to say, Trish know the online apps now. Get you some
Rakuten will pay you for shopping on certain sites. That is a form of couponing. Anytime you are saving money to spend money, it's couponing.
Period.
So you can do it online. Taj already mentioned it. Cartwheel, I think it's called Circle now, but you can use Circle when you go into Target. They have their special discounts that they have on certain items, and they have manufacturer coupons, so you don't have to clip them anymore. I know Dollar General does the same thing. Instead of you clipping coupons, they have it. You can download their app.
Yep. A lot of grocery stores do it that way too.
Right. If you go there on Saturday, they give you $5. So towards the thing. So you have to know all the apps. So it's different ways to do couponing. I mean, this is the whole thing, but there's a whole nother method to couponing that people don't pay attention to. But you know what it is? We don't take the time to do it. We don't take the time. We just give the money away.
Right.
We just give it.
And then most places have like a rewards program. Yes. So if you spend a certain amount of money, you get money back. Like there are tips and tricks and loops.
Exactly. And Miss Online Shopper, how many things do we have that we're not utilizing? Trish, tell her about those plays when you go sell things back and make your money that way.
I do that. I do
what?
that. Yeah.
Wait, hold up. Let me find out. Hold on. Go ahead.
We're gonna tell you how to save this money. And get it in the stock market. We're gonna tell you how to save this money and get it in the stock market.
So I've been Poshmarking. So I will post like things that I don't wear. I'll take pictures of it and I'll post it on Poshmark. Yep. I like to buy things that are unnecessary. I will say that. So I don't know if you guys know what it is. I bought a Rev Air. It's like a $400 blow dryer.
Oh my God.
And I used it all of 3 times, and I sold it for more than what I paid for it because I had a coupon when I bought it.
Boom. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
What made you buy it?
Instagram. and it was on sale. They were having a Christmas sale.
Miss Trish, there was no legitimate reason. I highly advise against this, but you know that's my friend.
But you know what? She made some money off of it because she bought it on a coupon, so she actually made some money on it.
I did. I made $150 profit on that Rev Air.
Wow.
And where you think it went? To the stock market.
Exactly.
And you don't put it all in the stock market. You put a little bit of it in there or something. Just something, and you'll see your money. Am I right?
Yeah.
Right.
So let's because we definitely gonna get in the stock market, but I want to kind of take us to the elementary, level, right? Because I think a lot of people, and I don't want to say a lot of people, so I'm not gonna say that, but there are individuals who really don't even know how to get started as far as budgeting, what they need to be worried about, what they need to be considering. To what we discussed earlier, there are people, even single mothers out there that are struggling day to day to make ends meet. I remember, now I'm not a mother, but you mentioned about credit card debt. I lived on my own, had an apartment, had a job that really wasn't paying me much. I was using my credit card because I had to buy food. Right. I had to pay the rent. I had to sustain, transportation, like all the expenses that were required to maintain a lifestyle or to live. So how do we get into a position where, because I know women, it's important for women to understand that they need to understand how to manage money.
Right.
Right. Because, some of us have not been in that position, we're talking spicy, not to call you out, Spicy.
That's okay.
But, back in the day, I mean, women, men took care of the finances, right? And women really were part of that. They just got, they might have got a stipend. They might have got a little,
No, I mean, I was 17 when we got married. My husband was a great guy, but he took care of all the finances. I was given so much money for groceries. Then when the kids started coming, a little more kicked in to buy diapers and, formula and whatever. But I mean, he died. I didn't know how to balance the checkbook. I didn't know how to budget. I didn't know any of that. And it was a real quick, hard lesson for me. Mm-hmm. I grew up, I was born in the early 50s, and it was just the culture, back then. You stayed home, you didn't work, you took care of the household, and your husband took care of the finances and, that kind of thing. But I learned quickly I mean, throughout the years, I can't totally blame him. I mean, if I would have asked him, he would have told me, but I just didn't care. I didn't care. You know, he gave me what I needed. I didn't know what we had in savings. I didn't know any of that. And let me share this with you. When he died, there was no savings. There was nothing.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where do you start, Trish? Like literally, where do you start? What do you, because I know you probably have people coming to you, to your point, like, how do you do it, right? How are you doing this?
Well, wait, before she even starts, I want to even tell you my part, how we got connected, right? And this thing happened because she talked about how she moved to Atlanta. Well, I moved to Atlanta too with my family. It was me and my husband. We had a, baby girl. She was 3 or about to be 3. Baby in the stomach. We moved with nothing. We had maybe had very few $1,000s, right? That goes very quickly. We don't have nothing else. He transferred his job. I wasn't working. And, we had our son, and then we went and got our first apartment. And the thing I realized is I was thinking, oh, Tajah's great with money. I don't really ever have problems. We got the apartment, we're working, we have our cars, and we started to make a little bit more money at our jobs. Well, what happens when you make more money? You spend more money.
Spend more money, yeah.
Nobody thinks about really keeping some of the money. So I'm thinking I'm not in a, strife or whatever. So we can go out to eat. We can do this, but now daycare comes. And if anybody who has little kids has daycare, they know it's a whole other bill. That's a whole other mortgage payment or rent payment or whatever. And when me and Trish met, I was like at the dead end of it. Like, I don't understand. We make this much money and I don't see any of it. And that was the key part of meeting her and us forming our friendship, because, I'm very open with when I need help. And what we don't realize is what budget really means. See, I would assess the bills, right? I knew what we were paying and paying out, but what was I doing with the money that was left? We got money to go out to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, I got money to go buy an outfit. Oh, I got money. Yeah, sure, I'm putting some in the savings, but see, that's what budgeting is. Budgeting is what she's going to exactly tell you about. So I wanted to really make that clear, because you have people that do make a decent amount of money. Problem is they don't know what they're doing with it. Right. And I was one of those people. So, you don't have to think that, oh, everybody has it all together. No, we don't. Especially in a lot of our families, like we said, being women, we're not really taught that. You're not taught that, and they darn sure aren't teaching it in school. So where do you learn it, right? And you have to really understand what a budget means. Yep. Not just that you pay your bills on time.
Right.
Difference.
Yeah,
right. That's what I wanted to say.
Definitely.
No, I knew it was a real difference for me.
That's actually a good point, because I agree with you. I mean, I've seen people who say, all right, I got to pay this. They look at their money that they know they're getting, from their income, and they're saying, okay, I got this goes to this bill, this goes to this bill. Oh, the rest of it. Oh yeah, we can go and party. I got the weekend, the girls' weekend, and the guy. I mean, it's like you got nothing left after all that.
Right.
You're living, you're making money, but you're not really making money. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Go ahead, Trish.
So they're making it, they're not saving nothing.
They're not saving it.
Sure. They're not saving
investing it, saving it.
No, they're not allocating it. Yep. So they're not budgeting whatsoever.
Right.
Go ahead, Trish. Go ahead.
So I'm glad that you guys touched on all these points, because all of this falls under financial literacy. And that's when you're able to like understand financial skills, like personal financial management, like savings or paying off debt, things like that, budgeting, investing. And if you are financially illiterate, it can lead to things like debt. It can lead to bad credit, which ultimately means that, you can't go out and get credit the way you want to. It can lead to foreclosures on your house. It can lead to bankruptcy. Financial illiteracy is
problematic.
Very, very much so problematic. So
is it because it's a subject that people really are uncomfortable talking about money, even with your partner, your husband, whatever?
Yes, there's such a big stigma on talking about money. People do get very, very uncomfortable talking about money. And I feel like it's a conversation that's necessary constantly, because money is always there and you're always going to be using it for something. So there, conversations about money need to be had. It's not something that you can just like sweep under the rug. Like if I'm dating somebody and like we've been dating for a while, I need to know that you're financially stable for us.
No, friend, I'm going to interrupt because my friend is single. I need to know immediately what they're doing with their money because we need the mindset to be right. Otherwise, you don't get in the program.
Yeah.
And
no, I agree.
You know what I mean? Because even with the wealthy, right? Even with the rich, or when you're starting out, ask them how often they're talking about money in their daily conversations. All the time.
Okay.
Because they're talking about how money is working for them, what they're using. They're using it as a tool. It is not how we think of something dear to our heart and you're so emotional. No, they think of it as a tool to gain more, to have more knowledge, more information. So that's the problem. We have to talk about it. You have to talk about it often. So if you got a poor credit score, we need to talk, my friend. If you are in debt, we got to talk, my friend. If whatever it is, you know, and don't hide behind it because you're not going to get help that way. Right. That's the thing. No. And I'm not saying you need to be proud about it, but you need to be so concerned that you can't be quiet, that you're in every chat room, that you're reading these books, you're on the web, you know what I mean? You're utilizing your time because the same way you can pick up the TV, turn on the TV and go to Netflix on nothingness, like I tell you guys, you can turn on and watch a Dave Ramsey clip, right? You can go and read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can do anything. So do what's necessary for your life, for your situation. And if you can't do it for yourself, do it for the ones you're leaving behind, your children, your grandkids, whomever, you know, that's what I focus on. Like give our kids the things that we didn't know, not so much the stuff we didn't have. There's plenty of time for that.
Right.
Right. So, so just back to financial literacy. So in order to be financially literate, there's 5 key components. They are earn, spend, save, borrow, and protect. Now, how do you implement these? Number 1, earn. However you earn your money, whether you're working, whether you're self-employed, however you're earning your money, that's the first component. Spend. Now, when I say spend, I don't mean like go out and buy a Louis bag. I mean,
what? No,
I mean create a budget. Yep. Create a budget and pay yourself first. So now creating a budget, this is just how you track the money you make and the money you spend every month. So you can do this in Excel. You can use a planner. That's how I create my budget in a planner. You can use a budgeting app. You can use a piece of paper and a pen. But it's important that you write down what you make and write down what you're spending. And when you're writing it down, what you need to include are your essential expenses. So your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, things that are essential, things that you need to spend money on. And then your non-essential expenses. Now, it's okay that you budget in going out to eat or things you don't need, but you have to have a set amount for those things and try not to go over. And then also in your budget, you want to include any savings that you're doing and any investments. All of those things are included in my budget. So not only do I tell people about this, I tell them exactly how I do it so that they can get like a real life example of how it's happening. So Taj knows every year I buy a planner.
A new planner. And you buy me one too, friend.
I buy a new planner. Yes. I buy a new planner every year. And every year I go to the page of the week that I get paid. I write down any bills I have. I write down any non-essential expenses. I write down anything I'm putting in my savings, anything I'm putting in my investment account. And because my paycheck changes every pay period. So whenever my paycheck comes out, I write down exactly what I'm getting. And I subtract my essential bills first. And then I figure out how much I'm putting in my savings and how much I'm putting in my investment account. And then anything non-essential, I include that as well. So every penny that I get goes somewhere. There's never anything unaccounted for. So that's the key of creating.
That is exactly what a budget is.
Yeah.
You have to allocate every single
penny. Okay. So, and so another part of spend is paying yourself. So creating a savings goal, and just saving. So how I do this, I have a savings sheet that I follow. Every year I have a savings budget, whether it's $5,000, $10,000, whatever I need it to be. That's my savings goal for the year. And I use this budgeting sheet or the savings sheet every time I get paid. I check it off. Mm-hmm. So I know that, okay, I saved this amount of money, on to the next one. And I keep going until that sheet is full. And that's how I reach my savings goal every year.
These are tools you can find anywhere, just so you know.
Right. You can find them online.
Google and say $5,000 savings goal, $10,000 savings goal. And sometimes it's great to do with your friends because we do it together. Like, you know, it's a good little challenge for each other. And you can have friends that are on the same level. So sometimes when, you know, back when she could do the 10,000 and I couldn't, right? Because I got 2 kids and I'm working hard. Maybe I was doing the 1251 or maybe, you know, or doing a $5,000 one. So whatever we could do, but it was just a point to get yourself in the habit of paying yourself first.
Right.
So let me ask you about that, because that almost reminds me of back in the day, the Christmas clubs with the banks.
Oh, yeah.
You would put money in, save, because at Christmas time, they call it Christmas club, because at Christmas time, you take that money and you spend it for Christmas.
Right.
But really, that's also an option to save and just hold on to that, put it somewhere that you don't touch it. Right. Absolutely. And you're holding on to that money. Is that still something that's even option out there? I don't even know. You could tell how old I am. So
no, I haven't heard of those in forever. So I don't even know
if they even have an option to that.
I don't even know.
And this is the reason why I asked. I said the problem I think sometimes with savings accounts is that people will dip into them at some point, right? They're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to save, right? Oh yeah, I'll put money in here. Oh, well, damn, I'm a little over my expenses or my budget. I might need to dip into that savings. So it really is going to have to be something that you really have to like hold yourself accountable to. And it's, you know, for some, it might be difficult.
Yeah.
Starting out.
It certainly is. So that transfer button is real.
It is. So the thing about that, like, okay, so you can have a savings plan where you're just strictly saving. And usually, like for me, I put that type of money in my certificate because they charge you. If you decide that you want to, you know, withdraw, they charge you a fee. I'm not paying a fee to take that money out. So I'm not touching it. If I go over budget, I can't. Right. Okay. Right. If I don't have any more money, I'm done spending. That's it. So that's one type of savings. Like if you want to save to hold on to. Another type of saving is if you're saving for something, like if you're saving for a down payment, if you're saving for an emergency. So that type of savings, you should have in a savings account or a money market, because things do happen. You do have things that happen that are unexpected. So I have an emergency fund that I can just, you know, dip into.
Quickly get to,
But a lot of times when like just recently, I had to get my car fixed. It was $3,700.
Wow.
That I didn't want to spend.
Yeah.
But because I have that emergency savings fund, I was able to use it to pay for my car. But the thing that I do, I use my credit card because my credit card pays rewards.
Rewards. There you go.
Yes. So that's what I recommend. Like if you do have a savings like for emergencies, then use your credit card. If your credit card pays rewards, use your credit card and then use your savings to pay off your credit card.
Make sure you actually pay your credit card. Don't use the credit card and then say, oh, well, now I got some cash. So here we go. I'm telling you, I've seen it all. That's why I bring it up, because I have seen it all. It's discipline. It really is discipline.
Right. And I've been there. And those interest rates, like once you get out of debt and and you realize how much you were paying in interest, you're like,
Oh,
I never want to do that again.
No.
Right? Ever.
And why do you think they're so okay with you paying the minimum balance, right? Because of the money they're making off of you, and how long they intend to make that money off of you if you stay there. You know, so it's a lot of games. That's why financial literacy is so important. Yeah. You know, and back to your point, Steph, I'll say this real quick, Trish, before you go. When you are having a hard time with saving your money, right? What we would advise is that you open up a savings account that's way out of your way. So at a bank that you know you're not driving to, I'm not going all the way over to pick that money up. Nope. Do you want a debit card? Nope. I need to actually physically go into the bank to get my money. That will help too. So now you're not just pulling up at an ATM. Do things to help yourself, right? Yeah. So don't put it attached to the account where you pay all your bills so you know you can just click the transfer button. No. We want you to go do some work, because I need to see how serious you are about getting this coat that you don't need. You gonna drive all the way over there?
Look, I got a savings account in Sacramento, California. Ain't no way I can take that money out.
Yeah, no, I mean, and these are like those little tips to help people, like if they're really serious about it and they know that they are going to struggle to do that, then that is the options. Those are the options they have to help them and push them into making sure that they're really, truly saving.
Yeah, so if you have a good friend or a really good friend, right? Somebody you trust with your life, or your family member that'll help you, you do that too. At a point, tell them, Trish, I used to save my money with her in another account. Hey, can you transfer me this? She's like, no, what's it for? It was never a really legitimate reason. So guess what? I wasn't getting my money. Right. But you know what? It helped me save a certain amount of money because she was disciplined. It was serious until I was able to do it for myself, right? Because sometimes we get so caught up, we do this to our mindset. We're like, oh, but I deserve this because I work hard. No, what you deserve is to get out that poor credit score. You deserve to get a savings. You deserve to get yourself to the next level. Okay, so you trick yourself sometimes. So we want you to have these things, but we want you to have it the right way so that it builds the discipline so that we can now move forward.
Yeah. So my daddy was my accountant. He'll be like, give me your money. I'll hold it on. He will not let it loose. I'm telling you, he wasn't playing. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I digress, but
it's all right. It's all right.
A little of reality, right? I mean, think about it. These are, people need to talk about it because it's happening.
Right, exactly. And I think that's another reason why I'm so transparent. Like Taj was saying earlier, like nobody's comfortable with talking about it. So I feel like if I'm transparent while I am teaching someone about how to become financially literate, I'm essentially helping them because it helps them open up to tell me like what's going on so that I can actually help them.
Right.
I've been listening to you all and I love that we are having this conversation. And in the beginning, you talked about how when you moved to Atlanta, you had basically nothing, right? So people ask me, wow, why do you coupon so hard? Why do you use all these coupons? But there is something that happens to you when you hit that bottom and you say, I'm not going to do this again. Right. So it's the mindset, right? Yeah. So when I had the money and I was driving a little pool, I had a poodle drop top convertible. I'm in New York, whatever. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was good, And like I tell them before, 9/11 hit or whatever, and the whole thing changed. Boom. And all the money that I was making and thought that I had was kind of like, boom, twisted. So I realized, first of all, about friends. I realized a whole lot of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And then I said, okay, well, I'm not going to do this craziness again. What do I do to get out of this? And although now it's different, I'm going to take all these coupons. I learned how to coupon. I've been an extreme coupon. Trish can tell you, I was teaching classes. I got into couponing and fetching. I can take a master coupon and just and I do my receipts because I know that you can get that money back, right? Right. So it's something that like the mindset, AchieveHER, and it's something that clicks that says, no, I have to do this, and that's what happened to me that made me look into more of investing. So listening to you, I will take instead of going to buy a, Louis Vuitton bag or whatever, because I will take it and say, well, how can I flip that money that I have? So do I have a t-shirt? Okay, I'm starting a business. Well, this t-shirt that I can buy over here will make me money. So instead of buying a t-shirt for me, I'm buying something that's going to make me a profit in return.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm starting to look at, I am looking at stuff. And also with the couponing and there's Amazon, like you said, there's Amazon shoppers that give you $10 back every month just for those coupons. And people don't even realize it. And people say, what? When you look at the amount of money that you save just from couponing, you can start your investment right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're now savings, and now the next, so these are part of the financial, because then investments comes in down the road, right? So we need to get to that, because I agree, because now it's taking that money, being savvy with it, right? And then kind of getting to that next level. So let's go down that again. I think we're on 2, 3.
So we're on borrow. We have borrow now.
Okay.
So so I did save, borrow. So it's important to have credit. So so part of borrowing includes managing your debt. Okay. That's just it. Okay.
That's what credit is. That's
credit cards, credit cards, loans. You want to manage those. If you do have debt, your focus should be paying off that debt. I would recommend trying to pay off your debt before trying to really save where you're holding on to money. I would say pay off your debt first. That's more important, because if you need to finance something, even though I try not to finance anything. So if you don't have to finance, don't do it. But just in case, if you need your credit for something, then you're gonna want to be free and clear. Like, you don't want to have any outstanding balances. You don't want to have anything crazy on your credit report, which brings me to my point of checking your credit report.
Yes.
It amazes me how many people that don't do it. And there's so many free credit monitoring apps that you can use. You can use Credit Karma. Yeah, people say it's not that accurate, but it gives you it gives you a sense of what is happening to your credit.
Right.
So use it. Credit card companies
offer it. Yeah.
Offer free FICO scores. I don't have one credit card that does not offer me a free FICO score. Okay, so it's important to know what's on your credit report. Absolutely. And then additionally, on top of that, the 3 credit bureaus offer you free credit report.
Yep.
Until April 2022, you can get your free credit report weekly. And this is because of COVID.
Yep.
So you have so many resources, so many free resources to check your credit report. Why not use them?
Yeah.
Please use them, because that's what they're there for.
A lot of people don't know, though. This is good information. Because I didn't even know they were until I started looking, but I was already getting my credit report. But to your point, now during this COVID, it's like everybody's getting their free. Use what you have, because you're right. They were charging $20 every credit report or whatever.
Yeah, because usually you get it once per year.
Yeah, or you can get a free once a year. I like to know my credit score literally on a monthly basis. I'm trying to see if it's going up or down, depending on what activity is happening. So for me, it's important, because again, your credit score is going to dictate how you're going to be able, if you want to buy a home, or if you want to buy a car, or you want to buy your interest rates, things of that nature. Because everybody's like 0 interest, 3% interest, whatever have you. I want the lowest interest or 0 interest, so that I don't have to pay interest. Right? That's money I could be taking and investing instead of giving it to somebody else.
Right. I hate interest. I hate interest so much.
Oh my God, I hate interest rates.
I'm like, you charging me so that I could borrow some of your money? I don't want it.
That's why they're in business, because there are people paying that, and people don't even question it. They don't say, I went to a car dealer to buy a car. This was before my last car, and they were telling me, oh yeah, based on your credit score. Now, mind you, I already ran all my credit. I had my credit reports with me, every single one of them.
Yeah.
And I said, well, he was like, oh yeah, it's going to be 7.9% on a new car. I said, what? I said, no, you need to give me 0%. They're like, no, we can't. Well, based on your credit score. I said, something's not right. I said, I got my credit reports right in front of me. That's how they get you. If you're not savvy enough to know, they will get you. And that's money you're giving to them where you can give to yourself, pay yourself back, and use that for something else.
But that's what it's supposed to be when you are financially literate, right? You can leverage yourself. Right. But you have to know. You have to know because it's free information. But like I said, if you don't know, then you know, you're at the dispense of anybody, the credit card companies, the car companies, and everything.
And it's becoming
go ahead.
Like it's paying interest and just accepting what they're being given. It's becoming the new norm. Like people don't negotiate for things. And they're just like, oh, okay, wait, I was approved, and that's just it. Like they don't care.
They're real happy. Oh, I got approved. Okay, cool.
Right.
Of course, you're getting approved.
Right, because you're getting approved at 24%. That's why.
Right, because we want your money.
Exactly. You're paying us. That's why you walking out of there, they're like, yes, I just got 13% off her, $25,000. I made some money, right? And that's just one person.
Right? It's horrible because when you think about the economy and how we're just built on making money because they make money off of people who don't know. Right. And it's a shame, but that's just what they do. They take advantage because that's what it's, people with the worst credit, right, have the highest payments.
Yep.
And the highest interest rates.
Yep.
People who are doing well and money savvy or financially literate, as we call, they get all the deals, all the perks. It's the complete opposite. So the people who need the help don't get it. They get robbed even more.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. So it's just the best thing to do for everybody listening is to get smart on this really quickly. Open books. There's so much free information. Of course, we have courses. We have things we're going to offer. We got a lot of things coming up in the future too. But there is also a lot of free information. And we give it to you all too, but you have to take the steps, like Tiff said, and change your mindset. And that was key. I know you were listening when Trish said that, how she moved here. But the key part that I took away when she told me the story is that she said, never will I be in this position again. Right? Never. So in the inkling that she feels that, right, the moments where I'm like, yo, we're going to go to the store. Let's go. She's like, I spent all my money for the month. I'm broke. And I know her, right? Like, you not broke, not by a long shot. But for her mind and that budget that she talks about that she writes out every month, she's serious. And that's why, because in her mind, I'm never going back to that. So $1 short or whatever, in her mind, I'm almost there. And that's sometimes what you really have to do to yourself to make sure that you never go there again, And that's what got me serious about it. Like I told you guys with my kids, you remember the story from last time, the homeless thing for me is like, no, the money got to be right because we one step away in my head. That's how I live my life, and that's why we're so determined to tell women this and let you know you can start with anything, but you got to really make the mindset shift, like never again.
Definitely.
Wow.
So what's the last one? I think you're number 5 now.
Yes. Borrowing and now, and go ahead.
Yes, we're funneling down. And then I have like one little last tidbit about financial literacy so that we could go into So last thing is protect, which kind of with the credit report, you want to check your credit report, make sure that there's no suspicious activity. You want to check your accounts, make sure that there's no suspicious activities on your account. I log into my accounts every day, every single day, because if there is, like Taj said, if there is one penny out of place, oh no, what hold up, what's happening? So I check my account every day. It's so important to make sure that nobody's stealing your stuff. Yeah.
And you can set limits on your account. I don't know if I'm really saying limits.
I do that.
But you can do that where if $2 is transferred, right? If something comes in, you get a notification. So there are no slip ups. So like, I look at people because I used to be that person and it's like, what you mean the overdraft fee just happened? Like, you're not checking your stuff every day, right? You need to know. And how you know you're one of these people, if you fall in this bracket, if I ask you right now, when's your credit card due? You got 5 credit cards. What's the due dates? If you can't tell me, we need to get you on a program, right? You need to talk to us because that's the problem. You don't know when your bills due or what comes out of what account, right?
Right.
We need to know these things because it's serious, because you understand banks make millions a year off of overdraft fees.
Yes.
Gosh, they make so much money.
Millions, okay? Transaction fees, or when your savings account, right? If you don't know that, some banks, if you make too many transactions, your savings account will turn into a checking account. That's a fee. If your savings account, because you didn't sign up for the correct one, maybe, right? Not paying attention to the paperwork. If you go under a certain amount, you get a fee.
You get a fee.
We have to know these things, right? Because they're just taking your money on top of what they're doing. When you're putting most of it in there opposed to investing, it was Trish going to get to that too. But these are the things I just want to talk to you guys about when you're saving your money or thinking, save, and be in control. Like she said, protect your money. Know what's happening with your money.
Yes, you have to be in control of your finances at all times. Because if you don't do it, who's going to do it?
Yeah, you're right.
So
somebody else wants your money. So if you don't protect it, somebody else is getting it.
That's right.
Exactly.
No, that's I mean, this is great information. I mean, Spicy, I think for you, you know, just knowing your history and kind of, you talked about, you didn't even, when your husband passed, there wasn't even money in the savings account. I mean, that's a scary thought, because God forbid anything happened, you had no recourse, you know, at that point. That's why it's so important. And, you know, I know we talked about this even for women, like, you know, okay, you have somebody who's managing the expenses, but you need to know what's going on with the money.
That's right.
Like, don't stay in the dark. It's so important. Even if someone else is managing it, don't stay in the dark. Know what's going on, because there could be a day that you're left without knowing what's going on, and then you're in the dark. You know, you might end up homeless. You might end up, you know, anything could happen, right? So
that's right, and it does happen. So it's not like there could be a day. There will be a day, because people get sick. You know, even a relative, if somebody, maybe their mother, your husband's or your wife's mother may get sick and they got to go out of town. Now you got to pay the bills. You don't even know what the checkbook is kept. You don't know what time of the month this is supposed to be paid. Who's to be paid, right? Which account is it coming out of? There's no reason why you don't know these things. Even if somebody is just to show you, hey, come over here and sit down. Let me see how you do this, right? Just like women, we take for granted our spouses. What if you get sick one day? So he can't cook no meals. He can't, all you can do is order pizza. We got a problem, friend. You got to feed these kids. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let me show you how to bake this chicken real fast. Let me try to make spaghetti. This will feed them for a few days. Right. You gotta, that's why it's called a team, right? Even though everybody has a role, you gotta work together still, right? Everybody needs, because you're as strong as what? The weakest link. You got to help each other out. So that might not be your position, but at least you know how to fill in the role. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
Gotta have a backup.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. We learning today all about the Benjamins. Let's keep it rolling, because now I'm real into it.
So just to wrap out financial literacy, it'll bring us into our next topic. Invest in your future, and that can be your retirement fund, 401k, 403b, your Roth IRA, stocks. That's my personal favorite.
That's your personal favorite.
I do have a 403b as well, but like I said before, I don't think I mentioned it, I'm kind of a control freak. So I like to be in control of my finances. So I need to know where my money is going. So although I do have money going into my retirement account, most of my money comes to me and I decide where it goes.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
And control, you got to have control over your money.
Right. So stocks, which is, you know, that is AchieveHER Investments.
Love it.
Right, that is the investment.
Love it. Let's talk about AchieveHER Investments. And you know what? That put a huge smile on those cheekbones that are coming through right now. So We want to hear about that because that just made her grin like I haven't seen her grin in a while. So let's talk about it.
Oh, AchieveHER Investments. We teach women, or that's our main focus is women, how to invest their money in the stock market on a budget. We want them to know that it's possible, that you don't need a ton of money to get started into the stock market. Tip was talking about it earlier, fractional shares. If you want to invest in stocks, which usually when I invest in stocks, it's for long term. So I'm holding on to it forever and a day. If you want to invest in stocks, you can do fractional shares. You can buy pieces of a stock at a time until you have that full stock. And that's totally fine. That's totally fine. If you wanna put in your budget $5 toward a Tesla stock every 2 weeks, that is fine, because you know what? Eventually you will have a Tesla share.
I sure will.
So as long as you're making some sort of effort to investing, that's all we ask, you know? And we're not doing it for us. Like it's not for us, it's for you, so that you can be financially free, so that you can be set up for the future. It's all, and it's always, that's where your mind has to be. You have to be thinking about the future. Think about if you don't have kids, because that's me. I don't have any kids, but I'm thinking when I do, I want to be set up. Like I don't need my kids to need for anything. I want them to be set. So that's my motivation to investing in the stock market. And people think that it's a gimmick. They think it's not real. Like the money is real. And real. Like Taj say, it's for everybody. So anybody can do it.
At what age do you start teaching? Well, at what age can people take your class?
So
what's the young?
So in order to open a investment account, you have to be 18. There are custodial accounts, but it's not really the same thing. Right. But in order to open a brokerage account, you have to be 18. So 18.
So the earliest we can take you is 18. Right. But if you get your mama, right,
get your mama on
to start teaching you, she can open these custodial accounts for you. That's something else we do teach too. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the earliest to start, as soon as your kids can read and write, if they go to school, you can tell them just the basic about money. You know, I want to give you $1 and let them start learning what it is to have money, and then, you know, make them pay for something so now they can see they get less back. You know, they have this great, I don't know if you guys know, but it's called Sense to Sense. It's a company that started, so it's Sense, S-E-N-C, I'm spelling it in my head, S-E-N-S-E, 2, the number 2, C-E-N-T-S, Sense. And there are like flashcards. They have a whole program. It's a beautiful thing that these women have created, and it's for children. I just ordered my daughter those cards, and actually I know another program that's starting next month, and it's a guy who he talks about junior investors, and he takes kids from 8 to 16 and basically teaching them about financial literacy and the stock market. And they finished his little class with a certificate. So it's maybe $50 or $25, something like that, to go buy their first stock. So I mean, it's a beautiful thing that people are doing because this is necessary. Yes, necessary, because people invest this money and you really change your life. Right. And you don't have to work a job. And that's what I tell Trish. Like, if you can decide, and I did this with no plan, just because I said what I didn't want to do. But for her, what I stress the most is when you don't have kids yet and you set this plan up, now you can decide, you know what? Screw your maternity leave. I'm just going to leave. And because I'm good. Me and these kids are good. You know what I mean? Because maybe that 6 months they give you is not enough. Maybe, you know, you don't feel like telling the job this, that, and the third. And that's what I tell people. Bank on yourself. Learn these skills that are self-taught. There's so many self-taught ways to make money out here. Let the job situation, and I'm not knocking jobs, of course, but what I'm saying is let these things give you, make the job the backup plan. Make that plan B. We're all educated here, right? I'm currently getting my doctorate. Trish is about to get her master's in August, right? So we're all about education, but none of these ways that we're telling you to make money requires an education.
Right.
You just need to learn how to read or be around somebody who can read to you and tell you these things, and then you make it happen.
Yes.
Literally, that's it. So you don't need anything but a changed mindset and drive. That's it.
Drive.
Motivation. Yes.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
It's never too early to learn.
And never too late. Miss Spicy.
Right, and never too late. Yes.
Never too early and never too late.
Right. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. So I'm sure if you have a younger crowd or a younger person, they can invest longer. But if you don't, what is your advice? Like I just turned 68 years old. I actually took my husband's insurance money and I bought 2 rental properties so that I bought them outright so that I had an income coming in when I do decide to retire, because I'm not, I mean, I get Social Security, but I'm not, I still work. Okay. But it made sense to me to own these properties outright and rent them and use part of that as a retirement plan for me.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah. So, but what I'm asking is, if someone at my age comes to you and says, hey, I want to retire. Look, you know, people are younger these days. My grandma, when she was 68 years old, she looked like she was 90. You know, I mean, hair in the bun, the gray hair, the whole bit. You know, I don't want to be like that. I plan on continuing to work probably into my 80s. Okay. But the thing is, I also want to have the choice of saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to take a month off, or I'm going to go down somewhere warmer for 3 months in the winter, and that kind of thing. So for people my age, what is your first line of not defense, but what would you do for someone like me to help me keep my money, but, you know, have a few extra bucks when I do decide to say, okay, I'm ready to stay home and garden. Yeah. Oh my God, I hate myself right now if I ever had to do that. I have way too much energy to do that. But my point is, there are a lot of people out there, women like me. I run a support group for widows, and I'm telling you, the majority of these ladies who come, they struggle. They are struggling financially, not even just emotionally, but financially. And that just makes the grieving process worse.
Yeah.
You know, so what would your advice be?
So I would advise them to become a little you don't have to be super tech savvy, just a little tech savvy. If they want to get started in the stock market, it doesn't require a lot of tech savvy, but they can manage it themselves. It's possible. And for people who are older, I feel like they would have more time on their hands. So they're able to watch the stock market. So I would advise, like, it's called swing trading. It's when you buy into a stock and then you sell it when it gets to a certain price and make profit that way. And for swing trading, sometimes it requires a little bit of patience. Sometimes it can take weeks. Sometimes it could take months. But you have an entry price and an exit price. So I would advise swing trading. I feel like older people can still do long-term investments.
I do too. I feel like another important role is buying stocks that pay dividends.
Yes.
Another thing where you say you don't have a lot of money. Okay, well, Trish brought up fractional shares. Well, with fractional shares, if you buy them with stocks that pay dividends, you will get a fraction of that dividend paid.
Right.
Even if you only put in $5 of that company, and the portion.
Right. And the great thing about dividend paying stocks, it's passive income. So if you don't want to watch the stock market, or like you, Miss Spicy, you work. So you don't have time to watch the stock market. So dividend paying stocks are passive income. You don't have to do anything other than own that stock in order to get a payout. And depending on which stocks you buy, you can get a dividend payout every month. And there's people who live like that. There's people who bank on those dividend payouts, and they have their trading accounts set up specifically for them to have a certain amount of dividends being paid to them each month.
Monthly.
Yeah. How much percentage should the dividend, when you buy the stocks and you see the dividend payout and the percentage, what is a good percentage?
Well, it varies depending on how much a company makes. So I don't pay attention to the yield, to the percentage. I go and I look up the actual amount. Like I need to know dollars and cents. Tell me what you gonna give me for that stock.
Right.
So and there's a ton of resources to do that. I personally use NASDAQ to tell me exactly, and NASDAQ, it gives me the full breakdown. It tells me when I had to own the stock by in order to get my payout. It tells me how much I'm getting paid. It tells me when it's going to be deposited in my account. I need to know all of these things. So
all the things.
Yeah.
Another.
Now, when you,
go ahead, Ms. Trish.
When you said swing trade and day trade is used interchangeable, correct?
No. Okay. I gotta write this down.
So day trading is usually used when you're talking about trading options. Swing trading is used interchangeably between stocks and trading options. Now you can use that interchangeably. But when you're referring to day trading, it refers to trading options, and that's when you buy and sell within the same market day.
That's my husband's cousin is big into those stock options, like the day trading. Of course, he's got all day to do that, so it's okay.
right.
But somebody who's working and got a job, my husband's like, I can't mess with you because I don't have time throughout the day to see how things are moving. So it's
God forbid you get on a conference call.
Yeah, it's all over. You have missed the opportunity. So I like that because that's an option for people who do have the time, right, to get into that as an option, to allow them to kind of look and see where they can make some money. My question though is I'm concerned about taxes. Year end, so my husband, he had some stock he made some money on, and of course, we go to the tax man and he says, where's your like how much did you make off this? Well, you got to pay on that.
Right.
What is a capital gain? I guess they call
capital
it.
appreciation.
So I'm like, so I think it's good to know that you can make money, but you also have to be very cognizant and conscious of your year-end taxes.
Yes.
And
definitely. How
you need to manage with that as well, right? So what do you also when you're talking about, or again, educating people on options, for stock market, whatever the case may be, is there a are you guys communicating that they also have to be cognizant of your year-end taxes and how you need to manage through that so that you don't get yourself burned as well?
Yes.
So there's no difference. There's no difference from making the money, from you earning money, right, from unemployment to making it in the stock market.
Right.
You have to consult your tax advisor. That is not something we do, but yes, you have to be aware of those things. And then we have to, again, talk about the mindset and shifting it, because that's a lot of times people get scared of, right? Like, I don't want to make more money because I'm going to owe taxes.
I'm going to owe taxes. Yep.
And I'm just in there, so that's going to keep you from making more.
Right. Yeah. So one of the things that I encourage is, like, when you sell something in the stock market, take that profit and take 10% of that profit, put it aside.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm going, because I think that people, again, who are are not understanding, and they jump in without really being, educated on it. They're like, well, I made some money. Boom. They're, that money and they don't realize there's still a portion of that, a percentage of that you have to worry about, your end of year, your taxes, right? Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I sold a home. you know, made some money, and then I had to give it to the tax man, and I was not happy at how much I had to pay out. But, you know, again, you have to put money aside to make sure you're covered for that.
Definitely.
So, okay. I just want to throw that out there because I know people sometimes they jump in and they're like, this is all mine.
And if you start, you know, putting that 10% aside from the beginning, you're not even going to think about doing it because you know, like, oh, wait.
Yep.
10% got it.
Let me take this off the top, right?
Right off the top.
Just want to clarify that we do not promote for us, for our business with AchieveHER Investments, we do not promote day trading for beginners, because that's another thing. We strictly target beginners, people who don't know anything and trying to get in and learn. Day trading is high energy, high emotion. It's very critical. It requires a lot of time and it requires a lot of skill too. Yeah. That's not even something that we particularly do. I want to say that we haven't even done day trading that much. Like sometimes when it happens to be a day trade, it's a very random situation. Like something really took off and it made us do a day trade.
Right.
A lot of trades are with, you know, after 24 hours or, you know, a few weeks or something like that, or a few days. But you can do option trading that are, you know, have long expiration dates that go into the next year or the next 2 years. So there's multiple ways, you know, that we teach that it doesn't necessarily require you to have loads of time, like Spicy was saying, because you work or whatever. I mean, you know, we have lives. We're both in school. I have kids. Trish is in school. She's working. But you're still able to manage your brokerage account.
Mm-hmm. No, that's, I mean, it's good because I think to your point, it really is about starting from the ground up. And then there's options, you know, if you want to get, if you're more savvy and you kind of get yourself really good, you know, then you might go into other investment. Yep, exactly. So awesome. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Trish, let's talk about these beginners trying to get into that, you know, the stock market and trying to make some money. What do we do? What do we tell them?
So, I love Robinhood. That is my favorite trading platform because it is so beginner friendly. It's so easy to use. It's Robinhood. And it's what we started with, to be honest.
Yes.
When we first got into the stock market, Robinhood was our bae. Okay.
You said our bae.
Yes, Robinhood was bae. So that, you know, that's essentially how we learned most of the things that we know about the stock market, about how to analyze. We learned from Robinhood. Mm-hmm. So the things that we recommend are downloading Robinhood first. Get that free stock, because you do get a free stock for downloading Robinhood.
Check.
Opening more than one account too. I'll just throw that in there really quickly. Go ahead though.
Yes. So as of now, Robinhood for me is used only to trade options. I only trade options in Robinhood. And that is because they have instant deposits. So when I transfer money from my account to my Robinhood, I can access it instantly. So it's easier for me to get in contracts when I'm able to get that money into my account right away. My other accounts, which I have E-Trade and Ameritrade, I use those for long-term investments. Mm-hmm. And those typically take 3 business days for your money to get deposited. So anytime I'm buying a stock that I want to hold on to, I'll transfer money into there and I'll just buy the stock when it's deposited into my platform. Now for beginners, we do offer courses. We have a stocks course for beginners. We have an options course for beginners. And then we also sell them as a combo course. So it comes with the stocks and the options course. So that's
no pace.
Yes, they're at your own pace. So and you have access to them forever. So
okay.
Yes. And you get any updates. So if we ever update something new comes out and we update the course, you get the updates.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
And then with that, you get us. You get me and Taj.
Period.
Well, you know, that's the best part of the pie right here. I'm just saying. We got a whole pie right here.
Exactly. But you don't just get Right?
Yes.
So yes, you get us.
Trish has a question.
Huh?
Tiffany.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trish.
With Robinhood, are there any stocks you're not able to get with Robinhood that you could get with E-Trade and Ameritrade?
Good question.
Yes, that is a very good question, Miss Trish. Yes, there are. So there are stocks that are called over-the-counter stocks. They're not, so anything that's on the New York Market Exchange, you can get on Robinhood. Over-the-counter stocks are not on the New York Stock Exchange. So you can't get those on Robinhood. Those you have to have another trading platform to get those, which is another reason we encourage to have multiple trading platforms.
Yes. And that's
Can
true
you
for
tell
other
me
platforms.
some of those?
Some
again, Ty?
Oh, I was saying, and that's true for other platforms as well. Every platform does not have every security. Right. So that's another big reason why we say security is another word for stock for people who aren't familiar with the term. That's why we say get more than one platform, because you might be able to buy something here that you can't buy there, but you still want to have it. So that's why you need more than one platform.
So Trish, Miss Trish, I think you were asking like what are the different platforms, right? Because to your point,
Trish knew what I was getting ready to ask.
Okay.
Where you knew? I think I feel like I heard most of it. I think you were asking, what are they? What are like
some examples?
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm like at this point in time, I don't know, but no, I know one. It's called TLSS. It's like it's a transportation stock, and it was really popular a while back. Like everybody was buying into it, but you couldn't buy it on Robinhood. You had to buy it on Ameritrade you had to buy it on something else. So that is an example of a over the counter.
And the new stuff that's out.
Crypto.
Are you talking about crypto, Trish?
Because crypto you could get on Robinhood.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yes, but you can't get all of them. But you can't get all of them. So that's what I was saying. Sometimes you can get certain securities and Coinbases on Robinhood that you can't get on E-Trade and vice versa. The key with any of those accounts, so to make this like really easy, those are called let's say soft wallets. When you buy coins like cryptos in Robinhood, E-Trade, what do we say, Trish? Ameritrade, Cash App, whatever, you don't own that crypto. You're literally just basically leasing it, so you can buy and sell. And sometimes that's tricky for people if you were ever a part of the Robinhood situation, what happened with GameStop and AMC. The reasons why people give Robinhood a bad name. Well, let's just be clear about it, right? Robinhood is a very new platform. So they didn't have the capital to provide for those individuals. When you think about when you open up contracts or a company and they have this amount of shares, or this amount of people buying that stock, them cashing out at one time is problematic for a company that does not have the capital to provide it. That's what it was. You know what I mean? But as a whole, Robinhood is great. Like I don't want people to get lost in that. Like, yes, that happened, but that could potentially happen with cryptocurrency. So it's best to get them on a hard wallet. So you have to buy this device that you could actually physically have your crypto, and then you should trade them on crypto platforms such as like Voyager, Uphold. What else is there? There's
I can only think of Binance.
There's BlockFi. There's Celsius. There's a ton of crypto apps that you can buy your crypto on, and it's a safer play for you. And then you can actually get a device that holds it. But Robinhood is a great app for beginners. It's like Trish said, it's very easy to navigate. Instant deposits are great. You actually can get a debit card so you can physically have your money. We always say that too. Not that you need to spend it like your debit card, but just so you have your money. You know, you're in control of, I need something right now, you have it. And everything is there, very easy for you to see. The analyst ratings, what people are doing with that current stock. So you'll see if like mainly 80% are buying, holding it, sell. What are they saying about it? What do you call those?
Get news updates. They have news updates for
the earnings reports. Everything is right there for you.
What makes it really easy for our beginners.
So that's why we use it for the beginners, because it's very easy. Other apps are a little difficult to figure out, but like the more you use them, that's why we encourage you get on there and start playing with it, you know. Like anything else you would buy that you don't know. Like you didn't know how to work your cell phone when you first got it, right? You had to have it for a few days, figure out where things are. And that's really it. And that's the same thing. So, you know, my goal is to tell people to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that means you're growing. That means you're learning. Be okay with challenging yourself. You need to love that and surround yourself with people that encourage that for you. You know, you got to keep growing.
Okay, the new regulations that's coming out regarding the cannabis depositories. How do you all feel about the cannabis stocks?
Feel great.
Right. I see great potential.
Buy more, whatever you have, buy more of it. I don't care what it is. Buy more of it, because it's going to get legalized everywhere. It's going to happen. Things are early and low, you know. This will be the potential of swing trading, right? So you might not necessarily keep these for long term, because I'm not sure that any of them, and Trish, you correct me, but I'm not sure that currently any of them pay dividends. So this is totally a swing trade situation, right? We're selling low, we're buying buying low, we're selling high. You do that by looking at the 52-week charts, right? That's a very basic level of understanding for people who are beginning. You look at the numbers, right? The 52-week low, the 52-week high. You look at what the current stock is at, and you make your decision. And every play you make in the stock market, every single play you make in the stock market, I know I said that twice for a reason, you need to have an entry and an exit. Strategy is everything. Don't get in there just blind swinging. No. Yes. People who make money in Vegas, and I'm not comparing this to gambling, but I'm saying people who really make money in Vegas, strategy. When they sit at the blackjack table, they got a strategy. They're not just pulling those little levers down, hoping for a game. No, they serious, right? And that's what it is in the stock market. Just have a strategy and then stick to it. Stick to it. Right. It works.
Especially if you find a strategy that works for you, why change it?
Right.
And then your course, you'll teach that.
Yes.
We teach. So wait a minute. What do we?
Strategy. We don't teach a strategy per se. No,
we teach basic knowledge on stocks and then basic knowledge on options. However, our e-class that we're coming out with next month, our first e-class, that's where it's a 3-week program. You get 2 classes per week. So we teach the basics on options and stocks. We teach how you analyze options and stocks. And then we teach in the 3rd week our strategy. So it's informative, right? So we do a PowerPoint presentation, something very similar to the classes. So it comes with a combo course. So you'll need the course to go through that, because that's what we'll be referring to, just like you would in school. And then the second class of that week is interactive. So like Trish, let's say you say, hey, well, I've never even set up options on my phone. We're like, hey, open up your phone right now. Let's just show you how to do that now. Boom. So it's going to be interactive. We're answering questions live. We're helping you actually start. So this is great for beginners, because we're holding your hand pretty much virtually because of the pandemic right now, but through the entire process. And in that 3rd week, we're teaching you our strategy. So exactly how we analyze option contracts, when we look at things for entry and exit on a swing trade. That's what we'll be doing.
So talk a little bit about your courses, because you actually, I know the e-course that's coming up soon, but let's talk about like how you got into this AchieveHER Investments and where you started and how you're evolving in AchieveHER Investments. I know you're doing Zoom classes, I mean, I see the posts out there, and, you know, how do people get started? How did they get in? How did you kind of get that whole, you know, train rolling, for lack of a better phrase, so that people understand exactly kind of how that whole thing evolved. And again, when you're doing your Zoom show, you know, are they every week? Are they, you know, twice a week? Kind of give us a little more about those specific events.
Yeah. So the way
tell them how we got started, Trish.
Yeah, the way it was Tajah.
It was Tajah, the mindset coach.
It was like I was out there working like a dog, people. I had my Trish moment, like never again, never again.
I wasn't working. It was the beginning of the pandemic. I was at home in the bed every day. and Taj was like, oh, I don't remember how the conversation even started, but she was saying we were talking about the stock market, and I'm just like, what are we talking about? And so we just kind of, I was like, okay, if it's making money, I'm okay with that, because I'm not currently making money, so let's try it. And so
she's my investigate person, so I bring the idea, she investigates, like let me find out what they want to do with my money.
So after my initial investigation, I was like, okay. So we literally hopped in, like no training. I think I watched maybe 2 videos. I read a few articles. I was like, oh, this is legit.
I downloaded one course and skimmed through it, and we threw the money in. We were tired of waiting. Threw the money in there.
Wow.
So and we started off with trading options, surprisingly. So that's how we learned, was with trading options.
Yeah.
We threw some money in, and luckily for us, because we didn't know anything about strategizing or anything like that. We just threw some money in, and we were like, wait, it's a plus sign.
It made something.
and you know, as funny as this is, it's really true, because you have different kinds of learners, right? You have people that want to get all the information first and really sit down, analyze everything, and do a strategy. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. I am more of a let me see. Mm-hmm. So I threw the money in, and when we talk about throwing money in, $35 I threw in, right? I think you used the same amount, right? It was $35. We bought our first option trade. There are ones cheaper than that. I've made hundreds of what was Tesla? I told you $12, right? I bought some option contracts, right? So I bought 5. We'll talk about it, girls. We'll talk about it. But I'm just saying, you can get in very inexpensively and make money. So we threw in $35. I needed to know exactly what it was saying to me, to see what happens in an option trade. What does it mean if when I buy this contract, if it doesn't hit my strike price, I'm going to make money? How? Let me see. And that's really what it showed me. I learned how money moves in seconds, in minutes in the stock market, depending on how a stock moves, because of what's going on. So I am more of I need to physically see, right? So I'm a student that does well or better when I am in a classroom, right? When I can be hands-on. Now I'll do what I have to in this climate, because we do digital learning right now, right? And virtual through my school, but I thrive when I can physically do something. So that's what that was for us. And we always tell people, I don't care how you get in. If you got in learning option trading first, cool. If you got in with the stock market, cool. If you like paper trading, that's another avenue. Sometimes people want to work with paper trading and not real money. For me, it was a definite no, right? Because I wouldn't have taken that serious enough. If I lose my real money, even the $35, Houston, we have a problem, right? Yeah. What's going on? So that's what, so there's tons of ways you can get in and learn. So that's what I just want to say really quick, while Trish, you go ahead and keep going, that you can get in with a very little amount, and it doesn't matter how you get in.
Yes. So that's ultimately how we started. And then we just wanted to get the information out to people. So we started telling friends, and then we were like, wait, we could tell more people. And we realized how huge the market is, or how many people want to learn about getting into the stock market. Like, we didn't realize how beginners there are out there that are actually interested in doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to make courses. And initially we made courses that were geared specifically toward Robinhood, how to get started on Robinhood, how to activate options on Robinhood, things like that. Everything was geared toward Robinhood.
Wait a minute, you skipped a part. You skipped that we brought it to our crew of friends first. And our family.
I did say that.
Well, she said it matter of factly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. Tasha's like, you need to really talk about that.
Tell the truth. Like, say it all.
You want me to go in depth?
No, I just missed it completely. But yeah, we brought it to the team first, and we had to tell them, because that's another part of the business that we tell people, right? I'm going to bring this specifically to our community of being Black women. A lot of times we don't share information, right? I can't speak for other cultures. I can just talk about us. We have to share information, and you don't have to wait till you've made it, right? I don't need to make $1 million in the stock market to tell people I'm winning over here, right? I want to show you that we're winning with $35, $20, $12, right. So you can start too. And that's what we just need to do more. So when we realized we made the money, we instantly told our friends and family, like, hey, it's real. We're making money. No, we're not rich yet. Right? And look, key on the yet part, but it's coming because the money is building, it's growing. And I know what is surely doing way more than that savings account, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I really want to say. Like, it's important to share the information. The sooner, the better, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to this whole doing it on a budget. Because again, you know, we go back to individuals who don't have a lot, trying to manage day by day, right? Managing families and expenses, and everything is expensive now, right? Even renting an apartment is like paying a mortgage.
Yeah.
And people are stuck there because they can't afford, you know, or get into a mortgage because of the fact that it's, you know, the interest rates are high because maybe their credit isn't all that great. So I think it's important for women to understand, to your point, and the whole intent is that you can do this on a budget.
Yes,
absolutely.
And it only takes a little bit of money. And you gave us examples, Tajah, of ways they can and how much money they can put in and still make something from there.
Yes, and even like she was saying, even less.
Even less.
Now I know we gotta, I think we're down to like maybe about 5-10 minutes, and this is an incredible subject. I love it. I think we've gotten into a lot of different areas, and what I want to make sure that we do is how people can find you, what you have available for them. I know about the e-course that's coming up, so kind of give your contact information, you know, all the great things that people need to know so they can find you guys, because I'm telling you, this is going to be so helpful for people out there, women in general. It's so important, even if you're just taking the opportunity to listen, maybe you're just afraid right now. And again, it goes back to mindset, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's just listening and listening and listening to finally get it, absorb it, and then say, you know what, I'm ready. Right. I mean, it's things like that kind of ease people into it. So kind of tell us all the things about how we get in contact with you guys, and how do we get started?
Of course. So we have our website. It's her-investments.com.
her-investments.com.
Yes. So that's where you can find our courses. That's where you can find the e-class. That's where you can find our Zoom calls. Whenever we hold our Zoom calls, all of that will be posted on our website. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is AchieveHER_investments.
Okay.
And on there, we're still building our Instagram. So
that's okay. As long as you're there, they got to find you.
But we hold market talks every Monday where we go over different things pertaining to the stock market. And then that's where you can also find any of our Zoom calls. We post those on our Instagram. Yeah.
Are your Zoom calls, are they on Instagram, or are you using Facebook, any other social media outlets?
No. So right now, no, we're only using Instagram. And our website. Yeah.
Okay.
But I blast everywhere for.
I was about to say you probably blast anywhere.
I blast everywhere. She does blast on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook.
Mindset.
So I blast everywhere for the Zoom calls and the market talks. Trish really handles Facebook. But we try to do those bi-weekly. Sometimes when things happen, like when people are getting stimulus checks, we'll throw in a random one because we want people to take heed to what's happening. We'll probably do another one. I mean, like if it's not a 2-week basis, like, you know, when June and July get here, when they start giving payments to parents, right, for the kids that are coming up, we want to just tell you how to just take advantage of it. So I'm not asking for all the money. You have to throw all of it in there, but you could throw a portion of the money in there, you know, and then let it build and grow, and then you learn how to do everything. So it's just about being a part of the conversation.
Right.
Learning, challenging yourself. And it's not hard. It's not difficult. It's nothing anyone can't learn. That's what I focus on the most. Everyone is so uncomfortable with asking questions because they're scared that, you know, it's a stupid question or I don't know anything. Well, you know what? You used to not know how to talk or walk. Look at you now.
Thank you. Thank you.
But when you were a baby.
Unless you ask.
That's right.
And if you don't want to ask us, ask Google.
Yeah.
And we that's another thing that's great about us. We tell you about different people we follow on Instagram, different people on Facebook, different resources, because like we said, we don't care where you get it, just get it. I mean, we love for you to stick with us. I mean, why wouldn't you? But everybody's not everybody's cup of tea. That's okay. But I need to make sure you still drink. I don't want you to still be thirsty, friend. You know what I mean? So you need this drink. So that's the whole point. We want you to get it from anywhere because this money is literally for everybody. And the secret is out of the bag. We are here to tell you, my friend, about it.
I love it. I love it. Ladies,
yes.
I can't, Trish, go ahead. Miss Trish, you got one last question. Go ahead.
Do y'all do investment clubs?
Yes, ma'am. Just did a course on that, right? Zoom on that.
There you go. She's like, I'm ready. I think Miss Trish is ready. I think Miss Spicy is ready. I think we all ready, right?
Over here, all the coins count, okay?
Right.
Pennies, go get your pocketbook, shake it out. We tell you to take it to the bank, you know, the coin deposit, turn it into them dollars, bring it to the market.
That's literally all
you say. Check the couch, check the car seat. Go. Gotcha.
That's literally all you need.
You gotta go buy a water fountain at the park. You know how they used to throw them in the wishing well? Just look, it's free money out here.
Wait, you gotta stop before people in the wishing well grabbing those pennies in there. Just saying. That's theft. I'm just saying. Just don't do that. Don't do that now.
Just a little jokey joke.
I know
it's serious, right? Let's laugh. Let's talk about this. Let's make it a norm. Let's not make it so tight. Let's have fun with this. Yep. And that's what we do. That's what we do over here on this side. We always laughing.
No, I love it. I mean, you, ladies, you have a lot of energy, which I love. I mean, again, I think it's easier to learn when you have individuals who are very passionate, are energized, and able to educate people in that aura that you bring. So I appreciate it. I love you ladies. I'm so happy to have you guys on today. Again, that energy is amazing. A lot of incredible information that's going to help a whole heck of a lot of people. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. I appreciate you both for being here today. So thank you to Trish, the budgeted financial guru, and we got your partner in crime, Tajah, the mindset coach for AchieveHER. And AchieveHER Investments.
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to thank Spicy for being on today. She obviously has got some thoughts about, you know, again, later in life. And I think it's great information for those later in life who are looking to just, you know, they're dealing with a lot of financial issues and other things going on. So I think it's great information for them. And Miss Trish, thank you so much for being here. And Tiffany Bling.
Yes,
and I want to thank you all again from myself, Stefire Queen of Bling. Thank you all for joining the Sistahship Network. We are here every Sunday from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please make sure you join us on YouTube. Subscribe to the Sistahship Network. And please look for Trish and Tajah, AchieveHER and AchieveHER Investments on Instagram. Thank you, ladies. Love y'all.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Amazing evening.
Sistahship, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistahship, we got this now. Come on, let's talk about it. Sistahship, we got this now.